Alright, everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's Nice. Thanks for hanging out here with me today. Let's get this video started. So, we're going to talk about why I'm even making this video. Because, so basically, you know, I've had some arguments with people over the past few days, in particular, it was made me thinking of this. About how good certain weapons are, and how viable certain things are, and stuff like that. And I've realized as I'm talking to these people, usually I start to feel like something's off. I clarify what I mean by viability. Like, I clarify exactly what I mean by how good I think something is. And then it tends to turn out that they agree with me. And what we were getting hung up on was a difference in definition of viability. Or basically, what I consider viable is different from what they consider viable in this game, right? And you know, I thought that was pretty interesting. And so I decided to make a video about it because, well, I didn't have any other ideas for to make a video today, and I wasn't going to make a video today. I figured this would be a pretty easy one to make, and it's interesting enough. Yeah, other than that, let's go ahead and get into it. So we are talking about both weapons and builds in this. We'll start with weapons. So let me talk about exactly where I come from my perspective on weapons. I am a solo player who pretty much only does Exalted Tower, and I treat Exalted Tower like it's a casual grind spot. I'm not trying to be super try-hardy. I'm not trying to, you know, sweat my ass off or anything like that. I'm just trying to grind and make builds. And there's a couple factors that go into determining how good a weapon is to me. And also, we'll mention this is from the perspective of this is your main weapon you use for like 90% of the run, right? This is not like offhand, right? Offhand is very, very different. This is your main weapon you use for the vast majority of the run. And so the main factor to me is basically how comfortable is the weapon to play. Like how many, so, you know, if you've done a good chunk of the Exalted Tower, like I have, you know, I've done several hundred runs, right? I think I mentioned that already, but I've done several hundred runs of the Exalted Tower at this point, and there are a couple of things in the Exalted Tower that are really, really annoying, and the more I can avoid those annoying factors, the better I consider a weapon to be. So let me go and tell you the list of like best worst in my opinion. It's going to be Longsword, Polearm, Dual Blades, Warhammer, Greatsword. It's everything, right? Yes. So that's kind of the order. Longsword, I don't think I really need to explain that. Iframes, lots of really, really strong effects. Polearm, lots of AoE, lots of mobility, great survivability, with really easy access to Blessing of Endurance. Just good all around, right? Dual Blades, while, and this is the controversial one I find, and another thing to consider, I do not consider Beetle Talisman or God Bee Sticker in a factoring tier, right? Or how good anything is. In fact, I basically ignore Beetle Talisman and God Bee Sticker builds altogether because, well, they're super overpowered and it's hard to really judge how good a build is when you're using those items because they're just, you know, incredibly busted. Just get that out of the way. So Dual Blades, obviously in terms of like damage potential and how strong they are, probably the best in the game, right? The problem with Dual Blades is a lot of the annoying factors of the Exalted Tower tend to be even more annoying on Dual Blades than they are normally. And to me, that just kind of makes them not unplayable, but as I say many times, and when you say it again, at this point, I'd rather uninstall the game than play Dual Blades as my main weapon in the Exalted Tower. And I say that as someone who Dual Blades is still my favorite weapon in the game. Dual Blades is still my favorite weapon. And I really wish they were more fun to play in the tower. Unfortunately, it is what it is. Warhammer. Honestly, I don't play Warhammer that much. It's fine. I think they're just like a little too slow to be used as your main weapon. Like it's really easy to get yeeted and deleted in the middle of attack, I've found. So, but you know, as an offhand weapon, Warhammers are obviously really, really good. But as a main weapon, I just don't really find them too enjoyable in the Exalted Tower. Greatsword I have basically no experience with at all, and what little I have had just tells me the greatsword isn't very good. If you're a greatsword main, feel free to correct me. Tell me what the strat for greatsword is, and maybe I'll give greatsword another go. But yeah, so again, just to go back over it again, the main factor for me is how comfy is the weapon to play, and then, you know, how much potential does the weapon have, right? So again, I know dual blades is really the only one on that list that's controversial, but it's just how I feel after. I would probably say I've done at least 50-60 runs where dual blades are my main weapon minimum at this point. I really tried to you give them a fair shot in the Azalta Tower, but in the end, I just feel like it's not worth the sanity cost that dual blades has attached to it. And now let's get into builds. Let's get into builds. Builds is a little bit different. It's pretty similar though. So let's say for builds, let's say there's like a F to S ranking, you know, S, A, B, C, D, F, typical tier list type deal. And the way I judge builds is on a number of things. One, is it consistent? And by consistent, I mean out of let's say 7. I think 7. Can I clear the tower 7 out of 10 runs with the build? And then again, comfort. Do I need to sweat my ass off to clear the tower with the build? Because if so, it's kind of an automatic fail for me. Because again, I'm running tower after tower after tower after tower. I'm not looking to try hard at all. Now, after that, you know, so F tier is it fails one of those two things. D tier is it clears, it consistent, it's comfy, but it takes more than an hour. C tier is less than an hour, B tier is less than 50, A tier is less than 40, and S tier is less than 30. Pretty simple, right? Most of my builds generally fall pretty comfortably with an A or B tier. Honestly, in terms of build that are S tier, like if you're really good at the game and you have a perhaps a better version of the Mesa Avalanche build than I do, that's one of those builds that fall into S tier because of just how quickly you can delete the whole game. That said, again, Beetle Talisman, God Bee Sticker, I do not factor these things in because they're incredibly overpowered and you could throw them on just about any build. The rest of the build can be pretty much complete trash, but as long as you know how to make use of God Bee Sticker or Beetle Talisman, you can clear the Azalta Tower pretty easily because well, those items are just that strong. All right, they're really, really strong items. You know, God Bee Sticker, not so much. not as strong as Beetle Talisman, right? But God Bee Sticker is very, very good. Again, I just wanted to make this build because I just noticed that, like, I get into the argument with someone and then it turns out we agree, and it's just like it's just a definitions problem, right? It's literally just a definitions problem. So and I just wanted to talk about it, and also I guess give my opinions. I guess I will quickly mention here that I am planning to finally do a review of the Exalted updates pretty soon because I'm tired of waiting for a patch. So if you got to this point, that's going to be soon. But that's going to be it for this video. As always, hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope I've clarified my position on the game's state of balance at the moment. I've realized well, people just seem to misunderstand what I mean by viability in this game. That's it. Again, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take it easy, everybody.